Hello viewers, it's Sentai Michael from Screen Reviews, bringing you a new podcast from my subcode Super Sentai Review. And like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly, in case you don't understand me. Also, I try to do my best not to break apart during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will change to adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will change to adult language if you're under 18. Now, if you're over 18, then you have to watch this audio podcast recording. Now, with this and anything else out the way, let's get into the latest episode of Gozyuger. So basically, we see back at the No.1 world where the Bible headquarters is located at. We see Fire Candle, Mr. Shiny Nice, and Miss Sweet Cake giving the speech to the foot soldiers that that they about Goodbird being re-educated. So basically, Fire Candle, Mr. Shiny Nice, and Miss Sweet Cake were giving was getting some instructions to the foot soldiers, the area foot soldiers, that hey, about what happened. Tekajun was Tekajun's there and whatnot, and basically what happened that Tekajun is at her full power now. She has her son back, and soon once she gets educated, we're gonna use his son to reimagine the world and whatnot. Once Goodbird is re-educated and whatnot. So anyway, Bouquet was didn't really stay that very long because she still has a vendetta. She still has a vendetta against Riku for killing her sister. For killing his sister, for killing her sister Ribbon. So basically, she left. Basically, she probably was going to go to the Hillworld and find Riku and take care of them. And that's when Quan shows up. And basically, and alarm went off. And basically, the alarm went off in the palace, in the Bible Palace. And basically, Quan showed up and said, somebody stole the Sentai rings that I collected for you. So basically, I believe the culprit's still here somewhere. So anyway, Mr. Shiny Eyes, gave the order to the foot soldiers, to look for the culprit while Fire Candle go, try to re-educate, Goodbird and whatnot. Anyway, and once everybody left, it was just Quan and Tekajun, and Tekajun said, that curse mark I gave you, is soon will be won. So basically, once the curse mark starts to, finally spread throughout his body, he's gonna come one with Tekajun permanently. So basically, Tekajun just was saying that, that curse mark I gave you will make you a part of me. So anyway, and basically, Quan was like, I'm looking forward to it. So anyway, meanwhile, back at the cafe, the Rangers were trying to, Mashina was kind of pissed off that, I promised to look out for Goodbird, and basically, I promised to look out for Goodbird. I just can't stand here. I need to go save him, but none of them can enter the vital world because the only way to get there is through a portal. Then out of nowhere, a portal opened up through the table, and basically, Riku wanted to set up things with Bouquet. He hopped through the portal first, then the rest of the Rangers hopped through the portal, and basically they ended outside the vital, outside they ended outside in the No.1 world, right outside the vital castle. So basically, Mr. Shiny Nice and Miss Sweet Cake showed up with a bunch of foot with a bunch of foot soldiers and say, "Oh, so you guys must be the culprits who stole the Sentai rings that we collected." And basically, Hal was like, I don't know, we don't know what I don't know what you're talking about, but we just got here. So basically, but we here to fight. So basically, Satsumi, Ryoga, Riku, and Taki, and Kinjin decide to fight against Mr. Sweet Cake in the foot soldiers while Hal and Mashina sneak in the castle to go find Goodbird and free him and go free him. Anyway, meanwhile inside the castle we see Goodbird in this child room being being re-educated by trying to be re-educated by a five handle, but things was not going very well. He was like, best as a baby and whatnot, and basically he was like, I'm not a baby and whatnot, etc., and that's when June decided to take over and explain that, I'm going to take, explain her background a bit more, and basically like, imagine, with your power, and, with mine and your power divine, we can remake the world in our image, free of war and betrayal and whatnot. And basically, I know, basically, etc., was trying to convince Goodburn to help her create a new world, a new perfect world and whatnot. But Goodbird was like, I know that the current world is not perfect, but that's changing things for people is changing the world by force won't help so anything. So basically, like, that's what Matt should have told me. So basically, like, June was like, was explaining that she's an invitation of the Technosaur created by science and whatnot. Her job was to create a perfect world where no conflicts and etc., and with no perfect world and whatnot. So basically, she's just following her. June is kind of following what she was created for, to make a perfect world, no matter what and whatnot. So anyway, June. So basically, Korn contacted Tega June, and basically he said, Korn said, I caught the culprit who took the Sentai rings and whatnot, and basically, June, send Goodman back to the room with Bicano, this time in chains, tied up in chains and whatnot, and June went to go have a conversation, with Card about who stole the Sentai rings that they were collecting and whatnot, and who, the culprit who stole the Sentai rings and whatnot. Anyway, meanwhile, Ryoga was, so basically, Bouquet was fighting against Rio, and basically, she summoned her mecha and whatnot, and basically, Riku summoned the Technosaur blue mecha, and basically they started having a mecha fight while the other Rangers were busy fighting against the foot soldiers and against Mr. Shiny Knife and Miss Sweet Cake, and Hal and Mashino were fighting against Fire Candle against Fire Candle and to free Goodbird. So basically, Hal and and Machino was able to get to the room, and basically, and with the help of Kuma Bear, they was able to free, they was able to free Goodburn from his cage and whatnot, and basically managed to get him out of the castle. But Hal wanted to stay high and to see if Quan is there, and then try to talk some sense into him. Anyway, during the mecha fight, once again, Riku was sorry to what he did to Revan and whatnot, and basically his word finally got through to Revan and whatnot. Basically, his word finally got through to Revan, got through to Bouquet, and basically he ended up winning the mecha fight, and basically, he ended up destroying the mecha that Bouquet was piloted, and therefore before the mecha exploded, he managed to save Bouquet, and basically before the mecha exploded, because he didn't want the same fate that happened to women happened to her as well. So anyway, during the fight, basically, Mr. Sharknight's ganked Kenshin for helping him when the Cataclysm took over his body and took over him and Miss Sweet Cake's body and whatnot, and basically Kenshin said, "Okay, well, you're welcome," and basically they went back to fighting. But the rest of the Rangers. So basically, the rest of the Rangers, so basically, it seems like, once the mecha fight was over, basically, so basically, Mr. Shiny decided to retreat with the foot soldiers back to the castle and whatnot. Anyway, meanwhile, back at inside the castle, Jin was talking to Quan, and he said that it was talking to Quan, it's like, who stole my Sentai? So where's the person who stole my Sentai ring? And basically, and Quan said it was me. So basically, it was Quan that opened the portal that summoned the Gozyugers, and he was the one. So basically, he made the whole, a tutor who stole the Sentai rings to get close to June, and he used the power of the Sentai rings along with the curse of Tegajun to force Tegajun to fuse with him instead. So basically, I was planning this all along. So basically, you should have, I was kind of the one that when you made Ribbon, I was kind of messing with the curse to see I could, mess with your powers. So basically, as a result is when you make Ribbon, that's the reason why Ribbon then had Ribbon was supposed to be human, was supposed to look like a human. Instead, she looked like a monster instead. So anyway, Tekajin was like, oh, get it. And was shocked at this whole situation, and basically, Riku absorbed Tekajun into his body, and basically, he has the power to take a June inside himself now. He has the power of taking June inside his body now, and basically, the opening double cross, and basically how it's like, what the hell is going on, and basically the taking June was, so basically how Clark explained the situation now, and basically now that taking June is a part of me now, I'm not taking any orders to take a June anymore. Take a June's now a part of me now. So I'm the one who's in charge. So basically, so basically you're gonna be my fight. You're gonna be my. The only obstacle left is to take you down as my final prey, brother. And basically, the other Rangers gathered. So basically, the other Rangers gathered, with Goodbird. When Goodbird and Machino showed up, and basically a portal opened up, and basically, basically let the others say that we can't leave. Wow, how? And basically, seems that at that moment, the Tegasor used the power to teleport Hal into the Tegazord Mecha Blue's hand, and basically the Rangers are like, and how was like, how did I got here? So, and the Tegazord must have used his power to teleport you here. So basically, the Rangers hopped through the portal and basically and went back to the human world, and we see a new seat inside inside the Vital Castle, and we see this new chair inside inside the Vital Castle, and we see Khan sitting in this new seat, and basically he's now in control. He's now had the power of Tekaju, and he's now in charge of the No.1 world now, and the Vital Castle, and that's how the episode ended on this note. So anyway, this was a good episode. So basically, Korn managed to screw June and managed to fuse her power inside his body and whatnot. So basically, this was a good episode. So anyway, what do you guys think about the latest episode of Gozyuger? Good, bad, or just okay? Please share that with the comments below. Anyway, sign off from Screw Reviews 1.